and I found 2 peacock eggs until yesterday. So yesterday she had disappeared. She had bottle jaw again the other day, and she just keeps getting sick over and over again because it's just the ground that keeps making them sick. Here you are. Oh look, it's ice cream cone. It's the safest spot that she could have chosen. Hey y'all, Amy here. Welcome back to the farm. Today I have some super exciting peacock news. Okay, super exciting. So, we're gonna get to that in just a minute. We're gonna talk goats really fast, and then we're gonna get to the super exciting peacock news. All right, so we're gonna go in here, but y'all, look at this. There's babies everywhere. I opened the gate and I let the little chickie babies out. Where are they all? Here, so much noise. Okay, babies, babies, babies. There's some babies. There's some babies. Some more babies. There's babies over here. Babies there. Babies on the hay rack. The hay rack is empty because I put the hay inside their shelter over there because it's been rainy. Look at all the babies. So many little chickie babies. Alright, so we're going to talk goats real quick. It's going to be loud because there's chickens everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. I had told you before that I was having an issue with goats, and they were just continuing to get sick. And they get better and then they get sick again. And it was the ground that is just continuing to reinfect the goats. My Nigerian dwarfs aren't having a big issue. Let me try to catch this chick right here, show you. This one's pretty friendly. This, look at her. Daffodil, that's the name. This is Daffodil, if it's a girl. This is my daughter Lacey's little chick. It's in, like, I don't know, this is from the chicks that I got that were like unknown breed. There was 20 something of an unknown breed from a pet store, and they're growing up. Some are obviously barred rocks, but the rest of them, I don't know. Maybe Jersey Giants mixed in, but there was just one little one that I don't know what it is. But anyway, I let the kids all pick one of them to keep. So this is Lacey's. This is Daffodil. Where are you going, Elmo? So anyway, okay, we're gonna talk about the goats. This is Annabelle, as you know. Annabelle here had an issue twice after kidding, and she's okay. She's put weight back on. She's every now and then she'll go off her feed, but she just doesn't like the feed that I'm giving her. Sorry, I'm itching my leg. I was working in the woods yesterday. I hope it's not red bugs, chiggers. I think it's just mosquito bites behind both my knees. My word, I'm so itchy. Okay, sorry, probably will cut that out. Anyway, she's been okay. Like, she hasn't been as continual. Mabel's been okay, not as continual. But Willow there, the black one, she had bottle jaw again the other day. And she just keeps getting sick over and over again. And when I say sick, it's because I don't know what it is. She's had a fecal done a couple of different times. The first time was Barbara Pole, treated that, took care of that, done. The second time it was something else, treated that, took care of that, all was fine. And then she has off and on diarrhea, off and on not wanting to eat, then she'll eat. I think it's the place. They're all not doing fantastic where they're at, because this, even though they have all that back in there and stuff behind there, I had brought in some goats last summer to help make them better. And I had those goats over in that area strictly. If you recall, it was like during last hurricane season, and I had built a hoop house that the hurricane took down, and it was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. But they were over there, and I kept the rest of these off that while they were there, and I thought I'd done it for a long enough time, but then they all intermingled, and basically my land is sick over here. So I have to move them over there, which is fine. I do have another smaller goat area on the other side of the property where I have goats without issues. Next week on that area is where Miriam's 2 boys are and my Toby is, and Miriam's 2 boys should be going to her house this coming next weekend. And then Tobe, I'm gonna move him somehow, I think over here with Rocky. And then, like I said, I was gonna put an apron on Bernard, put him in here. So I don't just throw in clips here. Let me just show you real quick. Rocky, there. He's my friend Courtney's. He's gonna be going, him and Toby are gonna live together. They're gonna be the best buds, and they'll live together at Courtney's house. And then this is Bernard. Bernard is my little Nigerian dwarf buckling. He's gonna get an apron and he's gonna live with the girls. That's the plan for a time being. And they're gonna all have to go across the way to the clean, pure ground. Okay, because while this tiny little area right here that the 2 little boys are in is okay, that's not enough for all the goats. So they're all gonna go over there. I'm going to downsize just a smidgen more, and then I'm going to keep some goats. We're gonna try this. We're gonna try them across the way. We're gonna have mostly Nigerian dwarfs because that has seemed to be the hardiest breed that does well here. And I will, obviously, I want to keep Willow. She's my favorite. It would kind of be for no reason. I'm not going to be milking her because I have a milk cow now. But point is, I'm going to lower the amount of animals that I have, which was my plan anyway, and then move them over there so that they get off the sick ground. Because they're all going to be treated again and then taken off that ground, and all will be well. So, because it's just the ground that keeps making them sick. Now we're going to talk peacocks. It's going to be a lot of conversation in this video. Lots of talking. Get out of my plant. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go over here. Hold on, let me show you these. Where'd you go? Where are you? There you are. Oh, look, it's ice cream cone. She's a pretty girl. And that little one is Frederica, which is, I don't think, gonna be a girl. I'm thinking that's probably a boy. And then the other one, pine cone, is under here. Here you are. Hello. Okay, the peacock conversation. So, oh, there's more babies. Look here. Isn't that one gorgeous? That's Pavlova. And then, there they go. They're gone. Those were the 4 that were hatched by the little frizzle named Fancy, one who didn't want to be a mama. Okay. All right, so we're going to talk peacocks. And I'm over here near the catch pen area because this is where I'm going to go in and show you something. But first we have to do a little story time first. I'm going to catch you up on where we're at. We're going to take a really long story and we're going to shorten it up real fast. A couple videos ago I had peacock issues getting in the carport, an open carport on the car. Figured I might have to rehome the peacocks because I couldn't keep them off the car and we couldn't afford to close in the carport. Y'all gave me suggestions. In the carport we hung strips of fabric and pool noodles, and they like blow in the wind and they block the way, and they have not been getting on the cars. Okay, fantastic news. Keeping the peacocks. In between the time of making the video and telling y'all that, and letting and putting and fixing the problem, and you know what I'm trying to say, there was 3 days of peacocks in a pen. Okay, well I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do. 3 days of the peacocks being penned up. Before they were put in that pen, I had cleaned out the pen because I had chicks in there. Put the peacocks in there, closed them up. 3 days later, let them out. A few days after I'd let them out go free, this pen stays shut all the time, by the way, I went in to clean it out for chicks, and I found 2 peacock eggs in the back of that pen. Daphne, who I did not think was old enough to lay, they're 2 years old before they start laying eggs. I didn't think she was at that point yet, but apparently she is. She'd laid 2 eggs. That told me that she's laying somewhere. Peacocks are similar to turkeys. They lay about every other day or so until they have a clutch of eggs. Once they have a clutch, they will then set their eggs. They do that once a year. Okay, so I had a Daphne peahen laying eggs somewhere. Well, I saw her every single day. She wasn't setting or anything. She was still around until yesterday. So yesterday she had disappeared, and the kids and I went searching around and we found her. Okay, we found her setting a nest of eggs. I wanted to find her because I wanted to know if she was in a spot that would be safe from predators, or if maybe there was something I could do if she was in an unsafe place. I had hoped she wasn't out like at the tree line, somewhere out there. We didn't go looking all the way out there. We searched this place first. So, okay, that's where we are now. We're caught up. We know that Daphne was laying eggs. We know that she disappeared and she's now on a nest. She's setting eggs. I don't know how many, but I'm going to show you where she's at. All right, y'all. So over here, this is our load and shoot area, and it hasn't been used in quite a while. Oof. Sorry, Duke. Sorry I scared you. So this tarp was put up over the top of everything, and this is the catch pen, completely closed in on all sides, as you can see. And I'm going to try to stand on this up here, see if I can't show you. Look back over there. There she is. So the spot she chose is like perfect. Aside from the fact that she can get wet, it's completely closed in. No predators can get in here. No other animals can get in here. No dogs can get in here. Like, it's the safest spot that she could have chosen, and that's where she chose. This tarp that I have here, it could be put back up. It fell down in a storm, and see, Duke's there. He's keeping an eye on his lady, and I could put it up, but as you can see, it's right beside her. So I'm gonna wait until there's a time when she decides to get off her eggs to go eat or whatever, and then I will try to get it, I hear ya, get it put up, because I don't want to disturb her, you know. I don't want to scare her off her nest. I don't want to cause any problems. So we're just gonna wait. We're gonna let her stay there undisturbed, and then when I get a chance, I'll put this tarp back up. What do you think, Duke? So last night he couldn't find her. He was calling and calling and calling and could not find her anywhere. She wasn't calling back. And this morning when I came out here, he had discovered where she was at. And he left to eat, but he's right back. He is staying right back here with her. So that means that if all goes well and she stays on the eggs, she's in a safe place, we should have peacocks. I know that the eggs are fertilized. Know that happened. So yeah, all conditions are favorable for baby peacocks. I'm so excited. I want to know how many eggs she has. As soon as I see her off the nest, at any point in time, I'm just gonna like run, and I'm going to try to count how many eggs she has, and obviously put that tarp back up so that she doesn't get rained on or whatever, which I know, like, out in the wild, it doesn't matter. Birds get wet wherever they are nesting, and, you know, it doesn't really cause any problems. But just, you know, because I want her to be comfortable, I'm going to get the tarp put back up. If I can, who knows? She may not want to leave the nest for quite a while, and she may not leave it unless it's like super, super early in the morning and I miss it. I don't know. She may stay uncovered the whole time, but if I can, I will. the last thing I'm gonna do is walk out here real quick and take a peek at the garden. We got so much rain last night and it is so nice. It's been so nice not to have to hand water the garden because that's what I do, except for the tomatoes. The tomatoes have drip irrigation, but look how pretty. Looky there, we got a flower coming. It's almost there. So close. So close. So excited. Everything is looking so good out here. I had to put up a couple of wind chimes out here because the deer, whoa, look at the mushrooms. Can y'all see that, girls? Come here, look at these mushrooms. Whoa. It's all coming up out of the wood mulch. So many. I had to put up some wind chimes because there were deer. There's some right there and some out here because deer were already starting to visit my garden, which I knew was going to happen because they like this field out here and they come out here often. There's not a lot in my garden that they have eaten in the past, but they love them some okra. So the okra patch is coming up, and so I put out wind chimes. And that's what I did when I had a different garden in a different area. It wasn't as close to the woods before, but the wind chimes worked. It helped like keep them away. And I'm probably gonna stick a scarecrow out here as well once the okra gets a little bigger. So yeah, it's coming along good out here. Only issue is my tomatoes. In the last video I showed you that I had fertilized them again, and they of course have been getting lots of rainwater, and the weather has been very cool. Okay, like right now I'll put the temperature of what it is right now on the screen so you can see that it is not hot. It has been cloudy for 2 days, so it's not like super bad heat stress. It's not dry, it's not under fertilized. They're just not happy. They're very unhappy tomato plants. But aside from tomatoes, the garden is doing fantastic. So, okay, so that's what we were doing today. We were talking goats, shrinking the size of the herd just a little bit more. See my banana tree all coming back? The leaves like that split when it's really windy, so that's why the leaves are split, but it's coming back with a vengeance. But anyway, so yeah, goats, shrinking the herd a little bit more, going to focus mainly on just a few pet goats, just because we all love goats, and having just a few, someone had said a couple videos ago that they couldn't imagine the farm without goats, and I can't either. Like, I couldn't imagine not having any goats. So we're gonna stick with mostly Nigerian dwarf, mostly for pets. Willow, if I can get Willow off that ground and healthy again, and over here onto this side. This is the side that is the healthy side. So this is my corn patch here, and then this is the field where the boys are at. So what we would do there is we would redo their structures and everything, and I want to put like a little barn. That's one of their little houses right there. It's hard to see because in the background is family's houses, but that's a structure over there in the corner. That's a little structure. Do away with those, build one pretty little goat barn type situation eventually, and extend this pasture. Let me turn you around. Extend this pasture that they have farther back, because there's this whole field behind them which my father-in-law is not using, and I had asked once in the past if I could use it. At that time it was no, but maybe he'd let me use it now, I don't know. But behind this goat area, hello boys, is this whole field. And I would love to be able to fence in at least a portion of it and turn this side into my goat area, do a little goat barn type situation. Hello, William Chester. How you doing, big boy? How you doing, big boy? Yeah, true. So that's the hope. That's what I'm thinking. And then where I have the goats now, what I would do is I would take down some of the individual fences, open it up a little bit, and see if I can run chicken wire around the whole area and see if I can't get the chickens that free range over the whole farm. See, where'd she, there's one right there, all the way out here. To mostly stay in there in the spring and early summer when I have the garden. And then I'll let them fully free range. So they'll never not be free ranging. They'll always have pasture, but it would be a limited versus bigger. And things that affect goats aren't gonna affect chickens. The most worms, parasites, things like that, diseases, all kinds of stuff, they don't cross species. So for instance, like if I had chicken with coccidiosis, which has never happened before, but if I did, it wouldn't affect my goats. If I have goats with like barber pole, that's not going to be something that affects chickens. So it'll be fine. The chickens being on that ground will be fine. Nothing wrong with that. Chickens actually running with goats is beneficial because when they can eat stuff off the ground, like the little eggs and the goat poop and things like that, to help lessen the number of parasites and things, which they do. They run with the goats also. It just hasn't been enough. But it is beneficial to have them run together. Oh, that's so cool here. Oh, look. Oh, look. Here comes the corn. Here comes the corn. Yay. We are going to get some this year. I told you last video we didn't get any last year. So I'm really looking forward to it this year. Alrighty, y'all. Well, hopefully by the next video or the next, within the next couple of videos, hopefully I will be able to reveal how many eggs Daphne is sitting on, how many potential peacock babies we will have. This place is quite large, and I had said that if she had babies, I would like to keep them. Just let them stay here, let them roam. Now, they're just gonna keep multiplying, so I can't do that every time, because if Daphne has babies and her babies have babies, then the population is going to explode. But for now, her few that she has, if she has them, Lord willing, will stay here. And then from then on, once the babies are hatched or whatever, then we would be catching them to rehome them. But for now, her first few I want to keep. So y'all, I'm so excited. It's gonna be so fun. It's so nice because it went from the, you know, the disappointment that maybe we wouldn't get to keep the peacocks and I'd have to rehome them, to maybe we're gonna have more. Okay, thanks for hanging out with me this afternoon. Until next time, keep on the sunny side.